Once called Carolina's Stadium, it now goes by Bank of America Stadium. Or more simply, the Vault, as we're here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Five weeks come and gone already. And we're off here in Week 6 on EA Sports. Johnson with a return here. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Straight to the air they go. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. The first carry now for Jonathan Brooks. Good little whip there. Looks like about 6. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. From the gun, a give to Brooks. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Completes it to his running back. Here's Jonathan Brooks. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Field goal attempt coming now from Younghoe Koo. It's from the right hash, 46 yards. The kick by Lutz is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Opening carry for Devon Achane. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Let's go. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Now looking to throw. Hits him on the out route. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. That was Jordan Fuller getting there for the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They'll try and throw it here. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's when you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
2nd down carry for Achane. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Design bootleg here. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. He's dropping back to throw. Collins there to grab it. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. They went for it and got the 4 yards they needed, and that keeps this drive alive.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And he's got a nice run. That reaches the 26. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Third and just 2 to go. Trying to pick it up here with Achane. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
To throw here on 1st down. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he gets this forward to the 19.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you, well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Try getting it to Nico Collins. So it'll be third down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down.
Let's go.
Back now, pressure on its way. This one finds Goddard. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Texans pull ahead 6-3 in the first. Tank Dell, the touchdown. Harrison Mevis on to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Johnson now on the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Go!
A carry by Brooks to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
On 2nd down, it's Brooks. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
It'll be a quality gain on the run, and that also brings us to the end of this quarter. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. 7-3 is our score. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this. We're ready to go with the second quarter. It's Panthers football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Running once more with Brooks. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 now. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now it's 3rd down. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Oh, saw some movement there. That's going to cost them 5. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. 4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he gets them out of the deep part of their half. This is out across the 20. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it's going to be Texans football. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he drives ahead for good yardage up to the 45. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Finding Collins. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down. Back to throw. Goddard makes the catch. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Jacobs gets it on the draw. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd down run from Achane. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Trying to run it in. Achane finds the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans now lead by 10. Devon Achane with the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll throw to begin this drive. Escapes the puck, and they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Straight ahead, here's Brooks. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at the vault. And it's the Panthers. Backed up here on 3rd and 15. Throwing now off play action. He rolls to his right. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So no return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Back to throw. He's on the move. Bouncing football. And this goes out of bounds. The fumble not ideal, but hey, did end up being a small gain on the play.
You know what? This game is hard. So sometimes catching a break or two in just the right circumstances is a big deal. Sideline could be your best friend as a runner. Because you lose the ball next to it, there's a good chance it could go harmlessly out of bounds.
So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on third. That's caught for the first. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
Here we go, here we go.
Throwing now on first down. He finds Stover. Has room into the secondary.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal.
Here we go, set.
Putting a receiver in motion. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain that time, and they'll have second and goal.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
Now a throw on 2nd and 2. And in for the Houston touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Xavier Legette, the target on that throw. And now it's 2nd down.
Let's go.
He's going to throw this one. Forced out to his right. And this one's incomplete. Too low as it skips off the ground.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Buys time, rolling right. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. Carolina in punt formation. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be their football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Go!
They'll come out throwing. That pass complete to Goddard. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's a play that won't pop on the stat sheet, but the players and coaches won't forget about it. I promise you that. Coaches will file that one away the next time. They really need to pick up a few yards.
Achane, a 1st down carry. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Returns looking good so far. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. They've got 1st down from the 31. Achane on the inside give. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Gets this to Stover. Rolling into enemy territory. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
1st down, ball at the 36. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They run the counter to Achane. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on first. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
From the 22 on second down. Cut by Collins on the slant. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Texans are going to have a first down. Achane running to the right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Achane again on second. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing third and long.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
This throw is caught. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
So here's Harrison Mevis, ready for the field goal try. This is a chip shot from the left hash. Mevis able to knock it through. And that stretches the lead to 21.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Return coming from the 6. And he's out a little short of the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Tiger, 19, Tiger. Let's go. Ready?
And he doesn't slide down, and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Connects with Johnson. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Good for a Carolina Panthers.
Now a give to Brooks, coming left. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From midfield now. Legette's got it. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Back to throw now. Rolling left, finds. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd down.
Ready! Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Hand off here for Brooks. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Officially 9 yards, but also officially 14 to go now on 3rd down.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got...
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. There he goes, right sideline. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, and the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. And after that last-second score in the 3rd, we'll resume play with a kickoff. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Johnson with a return here. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Back to the air, following the pick 6. Chased out to his right. That one's complete over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Complete out to the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Man in motion here.
Ready?
Short pass brought in. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Ooh, this is going to be a false start on the offense here. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time.
On the jump.
They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker.
Here we go.
Throwing it again here. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
70 Lions. Let's go now.
They'll throw it again. Looking slant route, complete. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
A third down run with Brooks. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
All right, set now. First and 10.
Panthers 60. Panthers 60. Go.
Working inside the red zone. Has it at the back of the end zone, but the throw carries him out of bounds. It's incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
Let's go.
From the gun, a give to Brooks. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Ready.
Throwing from the gun. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
You know, Kate, that's exactly what that coverage was meant for. Make the quarterback throw it short, go up and rally, and get yourself off the field.
A lot of room they need here. It's 4th and a long 8.
Go.
Slot man in motion left.
Take go.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Ferguson there to bring it in. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. And this one won't get close. They make the stand and force that turnover on downs.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Here's a chain up the middle. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over him.
Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Panthers working with a short field as they take over.
Come on, set.
To throw it on 1st down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Offense up to the line fast.
2nd and 5 at the 43-yard line.
Cowboy 80. Ready.
From the 43. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted.
Intercepted
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from Charlotte. Texans moments away from their 4th win of the year. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They stick with Jacobs. And this defense continuing to erase the ground game. This one stopped at the line. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Here's a give. Fullback headed up the gut. And he's able to maneuver this up past the 30. 4 yards narrows the distance a bit, but still some yardage left here on 4th down. The Texans set to punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Looking to return from the 29. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it's going to be Panthers football. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Here we go.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. A bit of desperation. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. They've got 1st down from the 31.
60-6.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Getting out to his left. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, it's so common that we talk about quarterbacks flushing a negative play, but defenses have to do the same thing as well. When you give up a big play, you got to regroup, you got to calm yourself, and you got to know it's all about the next play. And delivering a sack like that certainly helps.
So the Texans come away with a road win. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much